we're starting to think, as we're expanding this conversation of brand safety, and your brand safety title, you think about this a lot. We are starting to think that brand safety and current events are synonymous, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because if something happens, whether it's data protection or piracy or a change in viewability or a GARM, it essentially becomes the news of the industry.
Mm-hmm.
Is that too big of a stretch? Do you think that kind of makes sense, our thinking?
It does make sense because brand safety, the way we always looked at brand safety, it's about digital risk. It's anything that poses a risk to a brand, be it financial, legal, or reputational, aka brand safety. So anything today that is of risk for a brand would indeed be considered, under the big umbrella of brand safety. So I don't think it's too much of a stretch. Basically, I think we could just rename brand safety to digital risk, and we'll get there.
Yeah, I mean, or just pull the safety out, or just pull consumer. I mean, it's like so many things, because I like to think, like, brand safety is about demonstrating that
What do you mean by demonstrating?
Well, demonstrating the fact that you are doing things in a way that customers or brands can be comfortable with. The opposite is, if you lose the trust, then that's it. You might as well not be online. So it's about demonstrating. So it's perception.
It's an interesting perspective. I would say that brand safety comes before. Brand safety is about preserving what you have, the valuable brand that you have. That's where the brand comes from. And then the next thing is the next step is the actual responsible investment, which is portraying yourself as you would like to be seen and in alignment with your values as a brand.
Yeah. Good. I like it. I mean, and again, Stevan's such a good partner from GroupM, one of our core partners of our event series, and we really, we work together really strongly. So kind of the can question. You've been here for a day now? 2 days now. So, looking around, there's boats in the harbor. What's the coolest, funnest, most interesting thing you've seen since you've been here?
Oh. I think the highlight of Cannes for me is very much meeting people in person, many people for the first time, especially people from New York who came here. And other fun stuff, I don't know. I mean, we've had today the launch of the 12th category of the GARM brand safety and responsibility, brand safety and suitability framework, which is misinformation, the adjacency standards, and there's quite a lot to talk about responsibility in general. So that has been very much a highlight for me of this experience.
So a lot of work happening, and that leads to my next question, which is, top 2-3 things you want to accomplish while you're here this week.
I want to learn more about how we can do better for the industry and for the world. So that's really number one, number two, and number three. I just want to. I came here really to learn to do better for society and also for our clients.
Got it. Oh, I mean, there's a lot. I mean, I've been running around all day, just kind of meeting and listening. So I'm sure you're doing the same. I mean, there really is a lot to hear.
It is.
That's really interesting. As we're expanding our Brand Safety Summit and Brand Safety Week, this year for the first time, we're actually launching a DE&I event.
Oh, nice.
And so, we're very excited about it. We've got some great partners who are already engaged, like yourselves. And we're actually going to be announcing probably next week where we're going to host it. It's going to be a really cool spot. But I would love to hear from you because we think it fits right in as you think about, and again, we're doing a news show, so kind of thinking about the news. One of the news elements from Cannes that we've been hearing is just the diversity here in Cannes is the largest it's ever been. Like, you're starting to see much more of it, and the conversations on the stage are about diversity. How do you feel like the industry is looking at the topic of DE&I? Do you think that they've moved far enough? Do you think there's more work to do? Like, how are you thinking about it?
There's always more work to do. I think I am encouraged. I myself, I'm Eastern European. So I take this quite to heart. So I have seen the industry move in the right direction. Is there more work to be done? Absolutely, from every single point of view. From the inclusion point of view, aka from targeting the right media, diverse media, minority-owned media, etc. But also from the brand safety and suitability perspective, right? It's about it's not about excluding but also consciously including certain content, and also consciously not excluding it from your buys through brand safety and suitability. So I think we can definitely do much better, but I have been encouraged by the progress or by the commitment of the industry.
Yeah, I think commitment's the one of the things I'm working on a kind of opening keynote for the event, and one of the things I said is I don't like DE&I. It's not because I don't believe in it. It's because I think the letters are in the wrong order, right? And I think that inclusion should be first. And I was talking to somebody else that said, well, truthfully, equity should be first. And so there's a lot of opinions on like the order of the letters, but I think that's an interesting conversation. And the reason I think that is because I think we can make a decision to make an investment commitment. We can make a decision to hire people. And again, diversity is not just about race. It's about socioeconomic, age, and so many disabilities,
yes.
so many different things. So you can make a decision, we're going to hire people. But then how do you actually create inclusion? I think that's the hard part. So how do you, is that logical to you?
Well, I'm afraid to disappoint you. I don't work at HR, so I wouldn't know how exactly you create inclusion internally. But I think what each and every one of us can do is be open-minded to different cultures, to people working with us. It's not so much yes, when we speak about inclusion, we speak about race, ethnicity, sexual orientation, etc. But also I like to think that we should be open to us and each other as humans, and that's the environment I like to see people nurturing in every organization, and that's the environment I feel that we have also at GroupM.
Yeah, thank you. That's awesome. Thanks so much for doing this. Thank you all for watching, and that's the news live from Cannes.